Who is the monkey? Hmm. Where were you when I nuclearized the area with a consensus? How did you survive? Well, then you absorbed nuclear fluid more than I did. So that means that you are the monkey, Your Majesty. Pardon. Småsnö lagen. Sulol beta lakon. Dışarı alırken bir alistin. Karası malisi rüstan. Ösküdal midreşi kilahane varasını yok. Mi asıl karas. Mi tikene basne. Kuşuruz. Bir oli kan delas nytas köral. Mi sütams kenaşne. İdalı sırmışına akyan. Yüz urrake. Bir de Lucas'ı da binarken şüstene varıyor. Bir akislir yalan dediler şüsta. Bitkindis nöle kanlaşına. Dikarat as. Biz illoka bir de giteslerle gitmiş kiniyo. Men asli kijanis. Şu sigas cemiye kanyalışı. Bir de kanyalı mahidan cücega midişiyorsa. İyi erkenos şeniyor. Bir kediler kanıza kediler kanıs. Güzel karışınca bütün kami anlayışıyor. Ve dark is mesela herkes maradan lütfen böyle kavgasını da hamle da vasmı da kutsal medeni. Ben şunu alsın asıçın. Asıçanı Afrika'dan yor.
de jo Israel geschord op kan. Men där kan det då malakasi så fruktan. Det där kashima ran amika. Brutal. Medrusu anuka وشتك لان ni idruk an şunu balakam bilakız arviniya aboşu metrna kasa baş elala betri katami uladan yadas bir anal amaratın insan bir tane kan ve naştan bayre ve ne aşenika başyana piyanete oluyor. Iş kamera başlayan bittiler üstüne Monsieur كان أخبرشوش خذ خلينا بعض بدل على كبالات نسار بدينس دي كنا راس مجا نتبكن يا ذا كسنا بعد الماس شان كشاورا نشتغل ما سجلكو نركن نركن راس بدي كده برسناشة بس إنه نركنك بتركناش ورا دي دلنا بارد Üstüne karakter kita burada lebas bir kişi da olanı Roma ile kadar bir dini ordusunda ben o banyarak düşünüyorum sen nelerken sidaş namıtan harde bir delasını kar nenarde mujad bir teskana busu da tamarde as işi okurdan bizi Dedi, så du kunde vara så. Stilmetalan. Buradan adi verdana basnita por kaldi. Işitor anmitanora. Ve dokuran miydi su dana mirdana. Ner karos düşünana beradin ardalaka. İsteme edilino. Bitas. Şikay bu su ligona yero. Biterek atmadan li atınla tabi mirajayda. Midero kurşa misyon darbesi. Sütçü kurşan de vardı. Anani da anani orasını yadamışı. Dedi da şu an yararını. Biter aslında da havada kurşun. İkibarsen. İkibarsen ne şu. Mi etiken alasını ya bordin. Ordi aşın oran mi yani. Mi kası bu sıcağı mi kara boğdu. Bir tane arada bir de o da vardı mı? Bu şamardan meratar şamarturdu. Bu tane vardı mı? O şurada büyüdelim vardır ki. Da ne belirlen. Bir de gömezsini. Bir de ودي دلالتي pardon. Dus heb ik al snel bij Libanon. Ik ken er het woord aan niet dat woord aan. Met de noorden. Met de portecarne porte. Dit is ja men die hoort daar. Met de noorden nee wordt de. Potje je dan nee wordt. De goed daar het is niet de kansje. We zijn. Met de was aan wie. Het is niet aan. Met de je kan. Dus je naar de kastje. Weet je. Adam yaşamızı birisi dişi bir şu öyle olan bir video dedi ve niye aslında yıkılması bir tane ağrı bir tane uğralı verdi. Şu için bir tek hatırlamayı denliyor orada. Şabardı. Burada yaşa. Dedi karşınıyor beni uğradı. Ne daş ne buraları buradı. Ne kı jürameti ki dönüyor kırıyor ben derler o battısıydı. Beten oruca basa yudun. Şapan maparşımıydı. Zulu değil. Suç kitamaş bir de Afrika'ya basmarız. لكن بصابر شي قادر Balibose wata yuruti mosho France Frank Fedra Masi the Bernadel she Jokanamani the Danor the Bashute Shute Volvenadel Big Yanor America Shujo Bidanakana Butanade Shikunal Bidanze What's Shura what dinner so who don't get what's it what else need the بدل عليك وش يمينا متلاشى وده من دهني السنيورة قمنا دلوشيدا بتنا لبراني لبر نلوش رارا متتنا وأفسودا بيدا هنو وشيدا Burada Sriniti Nagaraja, he's dead. Borja Bidrikostan Oversha whoever Sriniti Nagaraja was El Shaddai Gabriel's family. And El Shaddai, I'll show you El Shaddai is also a mask. Srinita is dead. He was murdered. This is her mask. Cannibal. She fed on Prince William's children. But she is related to Shanita, Sunita, and to Genevieve. They're all vampires. But my point is that the 4,000-year-old, okay, see, he is no more to me. He's dead, I think. I think I heard him die uh, around the corner on AI wire, so. Sweetheart, this is not does not show his picture. See how the earth is becoming. We try to attract you with these things. This General Assembly, haha, monkey, get murdered using a computer. That's all they mean. Zawsz mi dekina wolda, mi daleko Wydodane jeden, prosto mi syszkino aleman. Didaroszy dole de wpaszylo. But this study involves me. And I shouldn't have been in the study, and I'll tell you why. First of all, it was a fraud, okay, because I didn't fit the demographic. Not racially, not intellectually, not financially, economically. And, I don't think it was really right. The only reason why they got away with it is because Prince William, Buckingham Palace needed money, which is why I was resurrected from death. Let's see if we can get a picture of Shanidi. Sneaky is no more to me, and I do believe he is the one. There was a 901 Adam Valley Lane that was murdered in Prince William's son's house. His alias is Drew William Thomas. Doesn't look like the same one. I've seen his picture before he knew I was a good. Another one, another dead body. That's royalty that they're using. Jehangir Kansara. He's dead. I do believe he is dead. So let's see what else we have on here. But I just wanted to bring that out to you. That It's murder. Cern is murder. I want to leave this galaxy. They, first of all, I just want to point out that it's not like they just came up with it. Okay, they, this is not new technology. Okay, it's not. They have a guide. Okay, and it is the extraterrestrial ones that we read about, that you may worship, you may learn from them at school, whatever it is. The giants, some of them. This is not new technology, and they are using it to murder people. Not just Jews, anybody really. That's not. I think the murdering is not just racial; it's also based on net worth. Which races of people or groups of people genetically have the highest net worth. And if you're beneath that net worth, they're not going to include you. It's going to kill you and take whatever you have. And some of the Pavlov that Cern uses is on ethnic people, not just Jews. Okay, in a way, well, we're not ethnic. Some Jews are, and it is hidden. They mask their identity. But who was also a target for Cern? Mexicans. Mexicans are a target for Cern, and they can be, they're Pavlov with their own image. They kill them up front. And they wiped a lot of Mexicans out recently with the synergy atom-based technology. This is a part of them being able to use it legally. Some of it, in my opinion, is stolen technology from Italy before they were executed. Part of Europe was executed. Now it's all about excuse me, pardon me, and all that. Who else did they really knock off? France. So knocked off France, and they look for the French treasury. White men in the French treasury were killed. Son is in on it. And so, I just thought I'd share that with you. Briefly give you a run over. Who else was killed? Italians. Italy was murdered, massacred. And I do link their harnessing of the atom legally, to be able to discuss it, then be able to say that and link to the genocide that the planet is experiencing. And once again, don't just talk about Nazis and Hitler. I mean, I used that at the beginning, but, extraterrestrials are involved. And some of these extraterrestrials have relatives in Africa. So there are extraterrestrial Africans that are in on this murdering. And it's, so for example, I looked at Nazis food, looked at Nazis for a little bit, but Africans are a part of it, okay? And they have extraterrestrial, it's not a theory, there are documents that prove it. They have extraterrestrial lineage. Some of them do. And they use it. And they use it to kill. And, part of that killing is putting AIDS in food because AIDS is related to a being that does have African ties that they murdered. Okay, and so AIDS is something that is African related. So they want the planet to eat AIDS because the ones that are left over believe that if we evolve beyond that, we will we will extinguish their race, which is one of the reasons why I was chosen for ResearchGate, because I helped NIH create an AIDS cure. My birth name is Kimberly Rochelle Keith, and my new legal name is Aethes Aeon Abiavonen Azigier Ara, Royal Matriarch, Royal Heiress, affirmed and publicized as federally as a researcher, independent researcher and scientist. So anyway, I was chosen against my will. They lied about my background. They killed my family. Whether they were white, black, no matter what they were, I'm not the only one they did this to. Okay, they experimented on Prince William. On Prince William's spy, who was white with German lineage. They experimented on Prince Harry. Prince Harry, as I was told, is, no more, is what they are saying, he's no more. Now, I debated about whether that was true or not, because the harnessing of the atom, is a part of the fact that Prince Harry could have possibly died in Darfur. And that is what I was told, that he died in Darfur. I said, well, I didn't make any summations on it. I just said, well, that could be, based on how people are doing things. He could be dead, but I didn't believe it. Okay, and why? I'll tell you why I didn't believe Prince Harry was dead. And it's because of the amount of technology that I know is available to his planet that houses DNA. Now, that is not to say that people that look like him, Scots and Irish people, not only were killed in a massive way, along with half of Germany, the whites that escaped Europe, that went to another time period briefly, or some of them are still there to escape the genocide of what has come over the planet, the harnessing of the atom. People talk about Putin's family all day. Oh, Putin's family is in Turkey taking over. Putin's family is in India taking over. Whole Foods is Russia. Putin's taking over the United States. And wait a second. Africa uses Russians as a guise. And Africans are involved in the things that Russians do. And so, like this one. They say, oh, well, she's dead. No, this is a mask. At some point, it's a mask, but then she pretends to be white women. She's a cannibal, and this is acquiesced by Europe. But then I spoke with the kings of Sweden, and they said, well, we were not acquiescing to the point that you think, which means that Africans, especially ones with royal ties that hang out with people like Brad Pitt and Prince Harry, for example, are targets. They are targets because then you can finagle, you can kill and steal, and then, get your hands on weaponry and, really murder other Earth. And so what Africans managed to do with extraterrestrials, what they managed to do was, actually, this is not a theory, there's documented evidence. They managed to, murder the Earth and steal from it and say that they have white acquiescence while they pretend to be white. This is old doing that. This is not new that was done, because they, have lifelike replicas and masks that they use. And that was one of the ways that the Romans conquered the Jews, was that they became them. They disemboweled the bodies, similar to in the Holocaust. They disemboweled the bodies and, used them. They used them, and, there's time travel involved in that happening. Because even back then, if you read the Bible, there is a point in the Bible where it is no longer the said Jesus Christ that we are supposed to learn about, because if you know about Middle Eastern breeding, then you understand that, well, if they say that there is a Jesus Christ, then there's at least 1,000 of them. Okay, and then there's a minimum of 18 that you're actually going to meet or encounter somewhere dimensionally, which means that 4 vampirize, 5 die, the rest go to another planet. Either way, I just want to note Africa's influence. I am not an Afrocentrist. I love data. And unfortunately, I cannot disclose the artificial intelligence documents that do prove that Africa is definitely acquiescing a genocide of whites and other people that share not just Jew DNA, but Hindustani DNA, Persian DNA, Arab DNA, even if it's Asiatic Arab with brown skin, they want that to die too. And once more, this is an African agenda, a genocide where, they have this guidance from these types of animal-related beings from other planets. And, so Cern, once again, what I wanted to say about Cern is that this is not a new technology. This is not a new technology. They have guidance. Okay, it's not a theory. And, obviously for those of you that go in outer space, by any means necessary that leave the planets and the universes, do understand that this is just a means of saying, oh, this is a signal to kill and to steal. And they can steal from you. With synergy, they're building cars around it, building bodies around it. Even human DNA is being based on the new Cern research. So I thought I'd share that with you in a moment. I just want you to understand that, this is not what you think it is. And, having a lot of signals can help you and hurt you. We have a lot of laptops and computers and things like that can hurt you, because it's easier for Cern to find you. And unfortunately for me, I happen to have microchips in my head. I have cameras in my eyeballs. And Buckingham Palace drilled my cerebellum and resurrected me so that they could sustain their masks. And, as I said, I'm not the only one that did that too. This is part and parcel. So anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. Look for more. Titirukoram Request to return to my galaxy.